We welcome you back inside the Toronto Rock Athletic Center, and after 3 long weekends, we have made it to our championship game, starting here in the Futures Division with Peterborough Lakers and Burlington Chiefs. Matthew Carrick alongside Pat Gregoire and our JVI Sports Network crew. Glad to have you aboard. We've almost reached the finish line. Peterborough in their white with green trim, blue letters, working off the home bench right to left in this first period, and black jerseys for the Burlington Chiefs. Here's Timon English. Getting the start, you'll see the ball move a lot through English. That's a hard shot from the outside there, Alexander Marinier. Ball picked up here by Peterborough. As running under a check, Tommy Collins. Will flip now to Zach Thompson. For Nick Rude. Out of the corner, DJ Clark, no room to shoot. So they work it back over to the left side of the floor. Rude again, that shot hard off of Brendan Boyle, who stands in and takes it. Austin Lamoureux to the far side. A couple side steps there from Nick Deloro as it's returned back for DJ Clark. Bounce shot from Thompson. It's up top for Lamoureux again as he returns for Rude. That shot again through Boyle. 2 big blocks in the opening defensive set for Burlington.
Great defensive set, as you mentioned, Matt. Couple block shots, doing a really good job making the Lakers settle for those outside takes.
I believe that's Deacon not getting the start for Peterborough. And that chrome helmet, number 30. Mitch Dunham, who had a shaky start in the semifinal against Orangeville. Ball down here, taking a second to recollect the stick, was Mason Tardif. And then Michael Blameyers. Late in the shot clock now for Clark. Pass from Rude. Clark on the middle of the shot. And the save made by Dunham. Peterborough player, I think, went through the crease, but extended whistle. We got two balls on the floor.
I think the one ball came out of the goalie's equipment there.
How long's it been in there? We just started.
I have no idea. Must have been from warm-ups.
There was one that got caught up in Mitch Dunham earlier in that Orangeville game. Again, if you missed that, a fantastic semifinal. Pair of buzzer beaters, one for the shot clock, one on the game clock to get Burlington here into the big game.
Yeah, that was absolutely electric. What a finish to that game, and the intensity seems to be brought right over to the blue rink here in the finals.
I was wondering what Burlington would look like early on here as we get a penalty coming up to Peterborough, as just such an emotional game like that, Pat, and they came out guns blazing. It was 3-2 after 4 minutes. We also had a scrap in that initial 4. Like, it was an unreal start to that game. It was back and forth the entire way. With only 2 hours off, the adrenaline dump could be huge for both of these teams, really, but for Burlington coming off that epic game that they had.
Yeah, and Peterborough kind of was coasted through their game, handling Oakville pretty easily. So a great point, Matt. Definitely some highs and lows between the two teams.
Up for Braden Saris. 4 goals in that semifinal game. Laid back here with a hard shot from Alexander Marinier.
We saw Saris have a pretty solid campaign with the A club in the first 2 weeks of the OJLL season. So an opportunity obviously here to get some more playing time.
A lot of these young players for Burlington that played up in the A squad definitely looked like they belonged. And really no coincidence that they're here in this tournament, as Dunham will make that save easy. That was late in the shot clock.
Yeah, and Peterborough, they had some players as well that played last weekend, but not nearly as many as Burlington Orangeville. There was a lot of other teams that had a lot, and Lakers, a very young squad, but obviously a very good one.
Adam Thistlewaite with that rebound, nearly got knocked back into the crease, but now pushes up to the far side for Lucas Osborne. Returning here for Riley Simpson. Simpson will flip to Rude off the bench. Double team coming here against Nick Rude. Lost the ball and the stick. Swiping at it, DJ Clark. Close to the over and back line, but he was pushed with the ball down, so fresh 30 here for the Lakers. Cross for Austin Lamoureux. Walking down the far boards. Zach McDonald on the defensive side. Here's Clark. Timon English. What a tournament here in the future side for Timon English of Burlington as Clark works in the corner. And at the siren, Clark was dropped. We've almost played 5 minutes here of a scoreless first period scheduled for 3:15s. And then stick with us as at 8 p.m., the Iroquois Trophy final game, St. Catharines in Brampton. What a show that's going to be. William McLeod over the top. Trying to stuff it through was Brooks English. No room to shoot, so back the other way for Ben Trumbull. And Tommy Collins. Nope, coming off the bench. Collins will keep. As now the 5th Peterborough player joins the fray. Shot there on the crease, Mason Tardif. And the save made by Dunham, settling in a lot earlier than he did in that semifinal game. Timon English. The 3 Englishes, Timon, Brooks, and Sam, who we saw in the OJ tournament. This Burlington Chiefs team has a good offense for years to come. I mean, they've always had great offenses. Ryan Smith, Lanchbury, Boucher before that.
Yeah, what they've been able to do over the last few years, it's been very, very impressive. The talent that they've brought in, especially, like you mentioned, on the offensive side of the ball. Very remarkable.
Here's Peterborough. Shot from the outside by Nick Rude. Got filled in after the fact. Rebound picked out of the crease. Austin Lamoureux has the opener.
And this is just a great play. The outside shot comes here from Rude, and that's what happens when you crash the net. Good things happen. Picks up the rebound, and it's Lamoureux putting it home. And that's just the first goal that we've seen scored on Burlington in almost, I guess it would be a period in nearly 7 minutes now, as he didn't let a single goal in that third period last game.
That's true. It ended 8-7. It was 7-7 after 2. Clean interception here from Nick Cromley.
Thing with this Lakers team too, they're top to bottom just so solid. Don't really have 1 or 2 superstars here, but just a lot of depth and tremendously well coached.
And you know what, Pat? Like, watching these future teams, you can so much associate them with the junior teams that they have and the senior teams if it exists in their center as well. Just the way that these teams play all across the board is kind of been interesting to watch for me anyways. How that's just the system that happens in that center as we watch another save here from Dunham.
And you look at a team like Peterborough, yes, they didn't have their greatest showing in the junior A loop this year, but they were in a lot of tight games and almost a hidden ball trick. We'll get to this in just a second here, Matt.
That was Brooks and Timon English. Brooks keeping here. Sarah so dangerous in the middle of that set. And that forces Deacon Knott into a save.
What I was saying was the Lakers, yes, not their best showing, but in a lot of games, you know, a lot of 1-goal losses. And then you see the talent that's on the floor here. The thing is, the future is certainly bright here for the Lakers coming up.
Robert Hope and crew over on the bench.
Yes. Big part
Just
of that.
absolutely crushing it as the coaching staff.
And it's not just all homegrown Peterborough talent as well, Matt. A lot of, you got to give them a lot of credit for the drafting that they've done as well, bringing some talent from other centers as well. You know, they got some kid from Clarington, you know, the Ottawa area, Oshawa, so kudos to them.
William McLeod tried to go behind the back there. As the rebound's picked up, we've got just over 6 minutes to go here in our first period. Just the one goal on the board. It was Austin Lamoureux for Peterborough. Peterborough working out of the corner. Mason Tardif tries to feed Trumbull through the middle. And late in the shot clock, Blaemeyers will just dump it in the corner. Blaemeyers, a couple goals in that Junior A tournament, got into, I think it was 2 games. Oh, shot from Timon English off the inside of the pipe and back out, but recovered by Brooks English. And now they'll go quickly to Braden Saris. A lot of east-west passing from this Burlington Chiefs offense as now they go down onto the crease. And Deacon Knott will hold his ground.
Yeah, you mentioned the east-west passing. Well, Deacon Knott, very athletic goalie. He can get to side, but sometimes he moves a little bit too much, so I'm sure the scouting report is get his feet happy.
Nick Rude sidestepping his way in, and the pass to the crease will make it 2-0.
We talked about east-west passing. Well, here's a little skip pass. Rude right to the crease, and that slide coming just at the last second by Blake Booth, but it is not enough, and that's just great ball movement by Peterborough.
And Rude had the Grand Canyon to shoot through there.
Yeah.
Electing to find his mate on the crease, and that quick stick makes it 2-0 off the 9th shot already here in the period to 7 for Burlington. Clean face-off win for Ben Trumbull as the Lakers look to keep their momentum going here in the latter stages of this first period. Zach Thompson up for DeLauro, who lost his stick but quickly recovered by Lamoureux. Low shot there, down to meet it was Dunham. And with 4.5 to play, Burlington back the other way. Deoe Ortiz McComber. Talked about that fight in the first 4 minutes. And it was McComber that had that scrap. So Burlington without one of their lefties on offense. This shot will come from the outside from McLeod. And it hit off a Peterborough body in front. We kind of heard an ouch. And then the shot clock siren. Here's Rude again. Blaemeyers. Back for DJ Clark. Out to the restraining line for Thompson, and cleanly intercepted here by Boyle. Brendan Boyle have a game already. 2 blocks and now an interception.
Yeah, he's been all over the floor, not just today, not just this weekend, but anytime he has dressed for this team over the last couple of weeks, whether it's with the A Club, the Futures Club, he's been tremendous.
Here's Saris. Shot in there, it gets behind Knott, but skips into the corner. Well out of harm's way, at least just for now. Chuck Rawson. For Saris, down into the corner. Off the boards, too high for Timon English. As Knott will pick it out of the crease, up for Adam Thistlethwaite.
Lakers got to be pretty pretty pleased with their goaltending situation. You got Knott waiting in the weeds for Landon Kells, obviously quite the career he's had in junior. Now you have a young special goalie coming up. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Seen a lot of young goaltenders. Caleb Martin for Orangeville. Just saw him in that last game. Of course, I think there was a pair of them on that Oakville Buzz roster. Shouldn't be any surprise, I think, that Orangeville's got a good young goalie coming up the pipeline.
Absolutely. Really very also.
As a goal here.
And I think
Burlington,
this one,
sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think this one, the outside shot gets blocked, but it's not a full clean block. It looked like it maybe not. Originally, maybe it was just that follow through that hit the equipment, but a clean shot indeed, so the lead's cut in half.
Reed Allen getting Burlington on the board here before the final 2 minutes of our opening frame. Face-off looked like it was pushed ahead there by Peterborough. Brendan Boyle picked it up. He gets up with fire in his eyes after he took a bump. Boyle still looking for revenge on his number 9 counterpart. Ball popped free long before that, though. Down for Timon English. Tried to shoot on the run. Ball skips out the back of the stick. And now picked up by Caleb Connell. Connell facing 2 Burlington players. We'll pass back to the timeline. There for DJ Clark. Clark for Rude. Nick Rude into the corner. Look at the ball movement here yet again. And CJ Clark couldn't put a shot behind Dunham. Chuck Rawson. Into the corner. Reed Allen. On the run, Saris. Second opportunity, Marinier. That shot off the end boards. And all the way out into center floor area where Rawson does recover. For English, now Marinier. Saris having trouble picking up. He ends up falling. And fell because it was double teamed there by Thistlethwaite and Owen Dale. And Burlington will get a fresh 30 seconds. Waiting up top, Marinier. Quickly in the corner for English. Timon English looking for the pick and roll there with Rawson. Shot comes from Marinier. It's wide off the end boards. And a break here for Peterborough as Riley Simpson couldn't pick it up cleanly. May have had a partial breakaway. Lakers still coming off the bench. Cross floor, and that was in the final minute. And I think Peterborough lost track of the clock there. I think I did as well, to be quite honest with you, as the horn goes to put a cap on a 2-1 first period.
Yeah, it's been great pace as well. We've had a ton of chances, but both goaltenders standing strong. It's just Peterborough just a little bit cleaner on their offensive execution. That's why they hold that 1-goal lead.
5-minute break on the board here in the Futures Division Championship game between Peterborough and Burlington. We'll bring you back to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center here on the JVI Sports Network after a brief timeout. Ride the tide with Coastline Lacrosse and their catalog of lacrosse stringing products. Tidal Mesh, new from Coastline Lacrosse, features nylon-free yarns and superior construction to provide a weatherproof, durable, lightweight product that will help you elevate your game on the field or in the barn. Tidal Mesh is consistent, responsive, and most importantly, manufactured in North America. Coastline Lacrosse is a proud sponsor of the Minneapolis Wheat Kings of the Interstate Box Lacrosse Association and is proud to support the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Visit coastlinelacrosse.com to learn more about Tidal Mesh today. Ride the tide, coastlinelacrosse.com. Ontario Junior Lacrosse League broadcasts are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. Hashtag Milk Up. Pat, we can hear St. Catharines and Brampton warming up over on the red turf. Just over an hour to game time in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final, the Iroquois Trophy championship game. But still, business to take care of. A half hour left here between Burlington and Peterborough as that pass goes awry all the way down the floor for Zach McDonald. Picked up by Peterborough, though. Electing not to go with the over and back stoppage, and the strategy works for Nick Cromley.
And this all starts here with Trumbull, who's able to turn that ball over, run down floor, and this outside shot is just an absolute rip. Stings the bar and goes in. Great shot by Nick Crowley.
And unlike the other goal where we saw just a massive amount of room to shoot through for Nick Rude, not a whole ton there.
Nope.
And you kind of wonder if Mitch Dunham wasn't partially blocked out. 3-1 here in the early going of the second period. Nicholas Valcourt, shot there, save made by Knott. And the ball down on the near side, picked up by Lucas Osborne. Osborne to Rude off the bench. Cutting through, it floats over top of Lamoureux. And now wearing the captaincy and running up Hayden Hiltz. Although in the Saunders jersey, so I meant to check on that before the game, but we'll get a holding call nonetheless against one of the green and white Peterborough jerseys. I believe the number 20 of Riley Simpson.
Yeah, it's going to be Simpson, the second overall pick in this year's OJLL draft from the Oshawa Blue Knights. He's going to sit down for 2. I love the aggression and pushing out, trying to get that turnover, but just a little overzealous, gets that hold, and now Burlington going to try to get this to a 1-goal lead.
It'll be Saris taking top spot. Him and Timon English playing catch with it. And English cutting to the net. A shot there off the pass from Brooks English.
I know we're not counting individual shots, but I feel like Timon English has about 60 by himself.
Here's Saris. Brooks English, but the save from not going to the left with Chuck Rawson right on the crease. Turns it into a goal the other way for Adam Thistlethwaite.
Talked about some of those players who gained some junior experience last week playing with the big club. Well, that is Thistlethwaite. And you'll see right in transition, boom. Just a little shot there, Matt. Didn't have to wind up. He used his speed and momentum and just placed that perfectly right through the 5-hole. And Thistlethwaite is one of these players I've been absolutely very impressed with, whether he's playing down here with the Futures or even last week and the week before with the Junior A Lakers.
Here's Ben Trumbull trying to get another quick one for Peterborough. And how hard is that for a young player, Pat? I'm sure they all want to just come in and a few big hops and rip as hard as they can, but to know you're streaking down the floor, you know pressure's coming, and just feather it in there like that.
Yeah, and you mentioned too, you have pressure on you, so you can't come back with the big follow through because there's a player behind you. So a little push with the stick. That's a beautiful shot, a veteran shot from a very young player.
As you said, an impressive couple weekends for Adam Thistlethwaite here in the Peterborough jersey. 35 seconds left in the Peterborough penalty. That goal coming shorthanded as well. As here's Marinier, the shot. That hit off the crossbar and went straight up. Didn't see it for a second. I was wondering where it actually went, but Marinier and Saris going to play catch here. English thought about moving it back up top. Elects to go to Rawson instead. Only one yet to touch it is Brooks English on this near side of the crease. And they go cross seam to English. And he puts it in the corner with 11 seconds left on the power play.
Not much space here at all, but English finds a way to get this. As you mentioned, this is a beautiful ball move, little skip, and that little fake, oh my goodness. Next to no space, but Brooks English, just a perfectly placed shot right over the shoulder.
I don't remember much my coaches told me for when I used to play, Pat, but I was told when all 5 players touch it on the floor, usually good things happen as a result. And the last one to touch it there was Brooks English, who comes away with the second goal of the game for Burlington, closing the gap down to 2. Just the goalie has no idea where it's going to come from when everyone's involved.
And Deacon Knox played his angles properly. It was just maybe a ball and a half was able to fit over that shoulder, and good on English to make that perfect shot right over the shoulder.
Brooks English kind of hides in this offense a little bit, but very sneaky, impressive performance in this Futures tournament.
And it almost seems like the Lakers kind of forgot about him on that crease, and that's how he was able to get free.
Boyle again, this time kicking it forward, and nearly an opportunity, but Brendan Boyle's having an afternoon as faking high, going low, the save from Dunham as Caleb Connell found himself in all alone.
Back and forth these teams come. Some great opportunities at both ends, but it's the goaltenders this time standing strong.
Here's Reed Allen over to the far side. Timon English over the top. That one shoots, I believe, off the post and will go all the way down floor, but no over and back. As they get the reset with Timon English picking up. This is English here for Reed Allen. Shot comes from Deo Heortis McComber. And now Thistlethwaite. Most recent goal scorer for Peterborough in transition. Closing in on 5 minutes gone here in the second. From the outside. E.J. Clark will put it up top into the stick of DeLauro, and they try the quick stick. New Peterborough, and just away from the cutting DJ Clark. Reed Allen. Here for Marinier. Up top, Nicholas Valcourt, shot there, not. Makes the save, rebound rolls out into the stick of Peterborough, and the Lakers, they want to take off again. It's Ben Trumbull. Nearly a 2-on-1, and man, how about Brooks English? Not just offensively, as he runs back on defense this time.
Yeah, and Ben Trumbull is fast, strong, and English is able to keep his pace and bump him off the ball as well.
Saris in the middle off a check. And the third goal of the game for Burlington.
Yeah, and this is now Burlington really starting to gain some confidence, and this is them sharing the ball. Saris does a great job on the inside, and I believe I heard you say it. He is such a deadly player when he gets in the middle of the floor. 19 goals in just 16 games, 28 points. What a stretch this kid is having for the Chiefs.
You can't wear a yellow bucket and not put up points. As Saris will go back to the face-off dot now.
And that's not even including his totals when he was playing with the junior
From the junior tournament, yeah.
And we know he was a part of that explosive offense. He was even getting some, first power play unit time for Burlington as well.
Gross.
That's exactly what that is. It is disgusting. These kids can play. They can play.
Well, as I said, Burlington and young offensive players, that just seems to go together. Something in the water out there in Burlington. Let me tell you, Pat, it wasn't in the town I grew up in. Brooks English having a couple 5 minutes here. Likes to take the shot himself. Timon English thought the pass was coming his way and perhaps maybe should have. Here's Nick Cromley. Hindsight always 20/20, of course. As Zach Thompson quickly in the middle. Thompson has it again with the shot clock winding down. Long shot from outside. It's Clark off the arm of the tender and in.
DJ Clark here coming around the top. You'll see it gets back to him right here. And that one is from deep. That one might have come from the Memorial Center back in Peterborough. It's an absolute bomb. Goal number 8 on the tournament for him, point 19. And he himself is having a great tourney as well.
Yeah, I guess it's been 3 years by the time we'll get back to Peterborough. That last season, not playing at the Memorial Center.
Yeah, you're right.
And then
great
2
point.
now away from it.
What a return it could be for a great young group of talented players. You got to assume a lot of these kids will be playing with the big club come next summer.
Well, we talked about it last night, Pat, the turnaround with the 99s that are leaving, and again, possibly a bunch of 2000s as well. Some of the teams we're about to see this afternoon are going to lose like 20 players, I think, St. Catharines.
It's obscene how many older players are on both those teams. And I mean, that's why they've been successful, right? They have the experience. They know what it takes to be a junior player, and not knocking some of these other teams who maybe are a little bit younger, that it's going to boast well for them in the future. For the format of this tournament, certainly the age definitely helps.
And the action we've been treated to has been impressive.
Yes.
Even the games that really didn't mean much in the standings, going all out, and just fantastic 3 weeks here. Want to tip our cap to Mark Grimes, Colleen Grimes, and the entire Ontario Junior Lacrosse League staff. Interception here from Peterborough, and Riley Simpson gonna run the floor. Simpson! Duxlow goes high and scores, and then gets filled in after the fact, but it is 6-3.
And this is why Riley Simpson was taken so early in this year's draft. It's his athleticism, it's his finish here, but most importantly, it's the IQ and the anticipation to jump and grab that pass. What a goal from the Oshawa Blue Knight.
Saracen, Ben Trumbull. Again at the face-off dot, it's going to be Trumbull winning it. But then immediately has to deal with Michael Valcourt. Valcourt chasing into the corner. Tommy Collins, shot around a screen, save made by Dunham, and Dunham will keep it in the crease as well. Running down the floor, Valcourt, the player on him, takes the shot, and the momentum of it took the stick out of the hands of the defender. Not had to deal with all of that, and stands in for a save. Danny Nielsen. Over to the half boards now, that's Rude. Back in front, cross crease, and Michael Blaemeyers and the Lakers starting to find momentum again.
Yeah, the Lakers are really rolling, and it all starts with the fast transition up the floor. When their defense plays fast, the offense plays fast, and that's what you see here. A great feed coming around the top. Austin Lamoureux, the Capital Region product. Again, a great job. Peterborough, don't get me wrong, they grow some unbelievable talent in Peterborough, but kudos to them. Drafting, doing a great job bringing some of these other kids from these other centers. That's how you build an elite program, and they've done a tremendous job with this Futures team. And Matt, I'm excited about this group here. I can't wait to see what they do in a couple of years at the big club.
A club that, let's be honest, has kind of struggled for a few seasons
100%.
now at the Junior A level, and you watch a tournament like this and you kind of see a team like Orangeville that's just sort of middle of the road, and maybe sense a changing of the guard perhaps in the Junior A ranks. As some of the teams that we would expect to be here just simply aren't in Championship Sunday.
You know what, Matt, I think this is this year, and we'll maybe even see it next season, but the most parity we've seen in Ontario Junior Lacrosse in a long time. And that goes the same for this new Futures division for this year.
Well, and of course that part of it, the trying to make it through the 3 weekends that we had, the attrition.
Yes.
And the unique format this season has taken, but just fantastic to see if you're a fan of the sport in general, but definitely in this province, especially at this level. Closing in on 5 minutes left here in the second, as Brooks English will keep it outside. Back for Timon English off the bench. Sam English tries that exact same move, and Caleb Connell, watch the tape.
Yeah, Connell, another guy I've been very impressed with as well. Out the back door, plays with a lot of jam, moves the ball up the floor, and as you said, headsy player, able to make a play like that.
Be remiss if we didn't mention the fact that you got to see it up close, Pat.
Yes.
Bit disappointed to be calling this game, I would think, but Nick DeLauro interfered with.
Yeah, no.
Peter will get a reset. It's okay, you can give some Beaches shout-outs.
Yeah, you know what?
We'll allow it.
We competed hard. It was a tough division we were in, and I think that, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, a lot of parity, right? 3 teams finishing at 2-2. for that three-way tie, and that Orangeville team we played in that quarterfinals, a fantastic team. So again, very excited to see what the future holds for the Beaches as well.
Dale Hayward, it's McComber onto the crease. Saris just almost appeared there in front of Knott, it seems. And the ball appears in the back of the net.
There you say he kind of appears, and it's a good job. He does sneak around, cuts through, catches that ball, and immediately, bam, in the back of the net. And Matt, I'll give you a big shout out once again. You mentioned the inside play of Saris, and we're seeing it on full display here tonight.
Well, this is now my third game calling Burlington, and like I said, man, yellow bucket's hard to miss, but
they missed him there, and it's a great job. He just kind of was unassuming, went away, and then boom, back cut, caught the ball back in the net.
Saris trying to dig this out. Boyle, as well as the two Englishes, and it's going to be Brooks that gets it, and the goal! Burlington trying to swing the pendulum back their way now.
Quick strike offense. That's what this Burlington Chiefs has. English with an unbelievable flexing on the haters. An absolute snipe, and it's the deception there. It looked like the way that ball came over the top, it was going to be a shot down low, but instead right over the shoulder. Fooled Knox, fooled almost everyone in this building as well.
Face-off win here for Timon English. Down on the crease, and going airborne is Rawson, called for the crease violation, making contact with the netminder.
Matt, I've got to say, your analysis for both these teams playing very similar to their A clubs, you know, in those systems could not be more true for this Burlington offense.
And big athletic goaltenders too. Where have we seen that before from either side?
Yeah, exactly.
Just the similarities, man. I can't get over it. Watching the juniors, you think, yeah, okay. But then you see the futures and
I mean, I think you can see the tendencies of the coaches and the general managers, the type of players they like.
Rawson's gonna try the dive attempt again. And this time it ends up in a loose ball in the corner. But we've had this conversation a few times, Pat, about players who graduate out of a system and then come back to remain and coach. And yeah, just wonder how much that has a part of it. They've been taught a certain way and continue to teach it as this one off the post, off the netminder, and in for another Lakers goal.
You talk about teaching the ways. Well, the Lakers, one thing they know how to do is win games, close out games, and maybe that's what the message is right now from Robert Hope, a multiple champion at the Mann Cup. Maybe he's saying, listen, Burlington's going to go on their runs. It's going to happen. It's a game of runs. What we need to do is slow things down, stop the runs, stop the bleeding, and then go on a run ourselves.
Saris awarded that face-off as English looking for McComber far side. Comber hit hard as that pass was going up for Tommy Collins, who scores. The transition of Peterborough alive and well here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center.
And great fake there. Fooled Boyle. He thought someone was coming with the rush there, and instead he fakes, takes in the back of the net. I mentioned the game of runs. We saw Burlington make a push. Now we're seeing the Lakers do the same.
Trying to get a read on the injured player here. I believe it's Josh Goodrich getting ready to get back in. And that 21, man, that's got some grit in that jersey.
I'm shocked. It's fit the frame of him as Ethan Riggs, a big body. I'm excited. Obviously, going to get a really good up and close and personal chance to see him with the Halifax Thunderbirds. But we talked about the offensive power that Burlington has, well, with head coach Dan McRae, he's done a great job developing defenders as well, too.
Ball to the outside here for Peterborough. Rude to the restraining line. Back across for Thompson. Thompson and Clark. Now Thompson again. 5 in the shot clock. Thompson will shoot just high over top of a ducking Dunham. Simone English dances over center. Played back for Reed Allen. And now Timon English. Rawson in the corner. We try a third dive, not this time. Intended for Allen, knocked down by Peterborough, and they're gonna send 3 off running. Led by Riley Simpson, and the trailer called in the crease. And I think if that's a vertical dive, we probably have a goal. Remember, Pat, the cylinder rule, as the feet were vertically down. And probably broke the plane, I believe, if we talk to the officials after the game. That's probably what they saw down there.
I think you're absolutely right, Matt.
Under a minute to play here in the period, 45 seconds, where Peterborough has pulled away. The officials are going to talk about who this went off of. And they say it did go off Peterborough. I thought that McLeod was calling timeout, but he was saying tipped, as neither team has called one. They both have 2 remaining. Saris breaks through a double team. Now back across. Saris the shot. It got in behind Knott and then rolled free. And Brooks English played for Timon English, and now the timeout will be called. I believe it was Brooks English, the hero of that overtime game, on a shot that looked exactly like that against Orangeville.
I still can't get over that finish, how close it was, the buzzer beater. Oh my goodness.
But Pat, the entire game was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you said, it was fast and furious in the opening few minutes, and then the third period, we didn't see a goal scored until about 0.5 seconds left on the clock. We saw a little bit of everything, and I mean, here, not to downplay this championship, because this game here has been unbelievable too.
Well, that's what I said. When you put about 50 games on your schedule, you know, 5 might be memorable, 10. They've all been great.
I would have a hard time narrowing down over the last 3 weeks a top 10 games or top 10 moments. I mean, there have been so many. And Matt, you talk about, you know, it's been an unbelievable job what the OJLL has done to pull these 3 weekends off, but not only just the regular season with the A's, but even to create a new division for just a special year and put it all together in one tournament on the week. It's been unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I think the real winners here are the players getting the opportunity to play.
Very true. I feel like a winner. I saw some great lacrosse for 3 weeks. Come on.
Absolutely. We're winning it indeed.
Bernier will start up top. We'll wait it out with the goaltender on the bench. Now they go. Over to the far side, back for Saris, one-handing down to the crease. Cross crease again! This time, no, as it's off the glove of Knott, who immediately gets a huge bear hug from his teammates.
A well-deserved bear hug. I talked about his athleticism. This is just unbelievable. Quick stick here. You'll see him dive down. Boom! Oh my goodness. A blocker save. Unbelievable.
The Brooks English special does not work here to beat the buzzer at the end of the second period, but we've still got 15 minutes left. Peterborough hanging on to a 9-6 lead here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Championship Futures Division game at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. We'll be back on JVI after this.
Hey guys, this is Paul Dawson from the Rochester Nighthawks.
And this is Dan Lomas of the New York Riptide. We've come together to create Back of the Bird, sports stories from the best spot they're told, the back of the plane. We're sitting down with NLLers across the league to chat about Junior A, Senior A, NLL, MLL, everything that goes along with it, on the floor, off the floor, and it's presented by Cottage Springs. So give us a listen wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, and I swear you'll love it.
Like and subscribe.
Peace. Swipe up.
Become a member of the Rock City Builders Club and never miss a moment of the Rock's inaugural season at Hamilton's First Ontario Centre. Rock City Builders Club members get the best seats at the absolute best price. The benefits are many and most notably include a 3-year price lock guarantee and an exclusive Rock City Builders Club jersey for each and every seat you purchase. Visit TorontoRock.com and make the best decision of your summer when you purchase a Rock City Builders Club season membership. So what are you waiting for? Your seat in Rock City awaits.
The Lacrosse Flash, showcasing the personality within the game. Stay up to date with all the latest news from around the fastest sport on 2 feet at lacrosseflash.com and on social at Lacrosse Flash.
Ontario Junior Lacrosse League broadcasts are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. Hashtag Milk Up. Our thanks once again to the Dairy Farmers of Ontario and all of our sponsors for helping us bring these, not just bring these games to you, but free on YouTube. And they get to live there until YouTube does not.
So forever.
Man, if you've missed any, you've missed a time, but they're all sitting in different playlists here on the main channel, including the ones we had on the second side as well. Be sure you're subscribed to both, as following this weekend, our focus will shift to Major Series Lacrosse. A few games already on the JVI channel. Final 15 here of the Futures Division. What a pickup with pressure coming from Ben Trumbull to secure that faceoff.
Another one of these Lakers defenders that has been just so impressive, and it's been calming presence, calming plays like that. Under pressure, picks up the loose ball just casually, and everything's good.
Someone from Peterborough who takes faceoffs. I wonder if we know anyone who does that really well.
Big possession here for the Chiefs. We'll see if they can get back on a run here.
That could be the guy to do it. It's Saris, but missed that attempt as they work back for Brooks English to the crease. Play is never over when Brooks English is on the floor.
Wow.
Timon English cutting in to intercept the pass intended for Thistlethwaite, and then all alone facing 3 defenders.
Can't believe Timon English, no goals, just 1 assist. He's been all over the floor, just the ball is not sinking for him today.
It sank enough over the last 3. forgot to save some. Deaway Ortiz McComber. Up for Saris, who stumbled a little bit. Played back for Allen. The shot there and not will make the save. A little bit out of rhythm, I would think, for some of these players to take only 2 hours off. They did play both semis at the same time, so no advantage there, but you've been in tournament mode the entire way, and you might play one and go home, or real short. I imagine both of them stayed at least in the parking lot. As a bouncer there for Nick DeLauro. Pushes Peterborough to double digits.
And this is a great play right here. Come pick. A little bit of a pop on the back there, but that's just a junior pick. And DeLauro, once again, you talked about it, Matt. The spacing on the floor for Burlington, just too much time and space, giving these Lakers sharpshooters so much floor to work with.
10th goal off 25 shots. How about Burlington 5 off 30? As Timon English stumbles there, back for Brandon Boyle, who, guess what, is playing hard defense. Boyle tripped and fell into the Laker player as Brooks English back the other way. What an impressive game for Brooks English. Rawson will take top spot. Down for Saris in the corner. Timon English, I may have picked that off as it was going across, I believe, for Rawson, but then the English shot resets the shot clock. In for Saris, a bit of a give and go. English couldn't come down with it cleanly, bouncing around in front of the crease, where Peterborough will pick up. Lucas Osborne. Osborne for Rude off the bench. Nick Rude to the far side. We see Boyle gone to the trainer's table now. As Rude, another cross floor pass from Nick Rude. Finding Zach Thompson.
And what Nick Rude has been able to do here today with his playmaking ability has been unbelievable. What a headsy player. That's just a gorgeous feed, cross crease in the back of the net. Peterborough, man, oh man, they look good. And they're showing no signs of slowing down. New goaltender in between the pipes here, Matt.
Cole Gervais coming into this championship game down 11-5 for Burlington, as Boyle not on for that last defensive set, and he's getting some repairs over at the trainer's bench. And then I think a high stick there on Ben Trumbull. Cooper Jackson about to go sit in the penalty box. And two officials have their arms up. It's usually a good indicator of a good call. Up top, DJ Clark with the extra attacker on now. Low shot coming there from Playmyers. And the rebound will roll in the corner and will get the stoppage.
I mean, this is tough for Cole Gervais. Coming in cold. You got to spark something for your team, change momentum. Oh, here you go. Peterborough power play. Killed this one off, kid. One thing we haven't talked about, Matt, here is you talk about the Futures division. This is also an opportunity for these officials to prove that they can, kick it at the next level as well.
A lot of the names we've been seeing at the junior level, some that the fans would recognize from NLL games. These are the next up-and-coming future official stars, if you will.
Yep.
Who I think have refed pretty good tournament here at the Future Division as well, and getting to rub shoulders with the big boys in the locker room.
I mean, you talk about chemistry with lacrosse teams and having new players come up, learn the system. Well, same thing goes for refs. Learning the system, learning the rules, learning how to gain chemistry with some of your partners.
Well, we've had the chance to walk into the refs room a couple times, and they have the big conference room here at the track, and just sitting down talking about this call, that call. What did you see in this game?
Yeah, overall, I think what the OJLL has done with these rules is tremendous. I hope it becomes a long-term thing, and I hope some other leagues around Ontario lacrosse decides to adapt some of these rules as well.
Don Koharski was here last weekend and the weekend before, supervising the officials. Is that one right off the face mask? Yeah, I think so. Zach McDonald's going to head off. Timon English cutting back and forth and through the crease.
Can't buy one. He just cannot buy one.
Reminiscent of Dyson Williams yesterday, just so dominant through the whole tournament, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, just cannot get in the back of the net, and kind of showing on the scoreboard right here how much the team might depend on that offensive stick. Rude and Clark playing catch. The shot comes in. First real test for Gervais. Ended up off balance. And is rushing in now Hayden Hiltz. Hiltz facing three defenders. Ball down. Played for Michael Blaymyers. Whew. Big fake from Blaymyers. And now Austin Lamoureux. Nick Rude. Lamoureux, 10 on the shot clock. As Peterborough works outside. In the middle. Filled in there was Austin Lamoureux after the shot, but Gervais with the save and the Chiefs with the rebound.
Maybe Gervais coming in, making some stops here is something that can spark a comeback here for the Chiefs. He's been sharp.
Rawson looking to get it back up top for Allen. 5 on the shot clock. A cutter over the shoulder from Brooks English. Oh, I can't wait to see this kid for another 5 years.
Wow, 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 wow.
Thistlethwaite over center. My goodness, Brooks English.
Dan McRae must be wondering, how can we get more of these English kids?
Lamoureux into the corner now for Zach Thompson. Thompson tripped up late in the shot clock. Thompson just trying to buy time for the change now as we hit the halfway mark of period number 3. Peterborough, a big run in that second period, has them up 11-5. Burlington looking for a run of their own. Saris perhaps trying to spark it, but not that time, as not. There to turn it away. Ben Trumbull. And Timon English in the corner. He wanted a quicker restart than that, I think, but it allows the offensive unit to get out there. Top for Rawson. Now Marinier. In the middle, Rawson quick stick, and not. Stands tall as he's done all game. DeLauro. Hit there from Mason Tardif, as returning to the game off the bench was Zach McDonald. After taking that shot right off the face, pardon me. Justin Hill for Valcourt now. They've got McLeod off the bench. Now Saris. Ball moving quickly here for the Chiefs. Shot from Allen. Did look behind, but caught up under the gear. And Deacon Knott will call for a water break.
A well-deserved water break at that. Looking at his save total right now, 30. on 35 shots.
Clock here at the track showing 22 minutes until the Iroquois Trophy championship game between St. Catharines and Brampton. Pat, you'll be here on the mic with Brian Shanahan. Been great to call games again with you, bud.
It is so good, buddy. Nature is healing. Lacrosse is back. We're back in the booth. JVI is buzzing. And you mentioned it. Yes, it's sad to see this weekend's done, but you can still check out some great lacrosse with Major Series Lacrosse next week as well.
Rude looking to pick up yet another assist, but unable to as Clark was dumped. Down floor, Andrew Vredenberg. Here for Rawson, and was waiting for the takeoff again. Third time possibly the charm for Rawson, but that time standing in, absorbing the hit, but drawing the penalty.
And this is a much needed power play here for Burlington. They need to get something going here. Find a way to beat Knott and maybe start a little bit of a run.
Definitely go time here for Burlington. Saris in the corner. For Brooks English, Rawson had to toe the line and then taken down. The arm goes high with Nick Crowley taking his man down, and cross crease pass. Timon to Brooks. And the Englishes make it 6.
Great little spin move. Take a hit, bam, in the back of the net. Little quick stick, and Brooks English finding himself right in his spot. Once again, another quick stick on the power play. I think that might be his spot on the power play for this Chiefs power play for the next few years, I'd have to say, Matt. He looks pretty good there.
Good call, coach.
I think anyone can make that call. I think anyone can make that call.
The office of Brooks English open for business. Right to the right of the netminder on the edge of the crease. Burlington will take a couple more of those here before break time as English faking with Saris. They'll give it up now as they pass to Timon English. And Marinier. Big high step pass down to Rawson. Quickly back for Marinier. Don't go away just yet. Burlington still in it.
This is that quick strike offense I talked about. Look, English at the top now, showing that he can be a playmaker. Well, backdoor cut, bam, Marinier in the back of the net. And that's the thing. So many offensive parts to this offense, to this team, on the power play especially. You give them chances, they're going to eventually score. Hopefully for them, though, time not running out.
They've got it within 4 with 4.5 to go. All they needed last game was about 0.2 seconds to beat Orangeville. So there is time there, but can't waste any possessions now for the Burlington Chiefs. Rawson, Timon English, room to shoot. He does, but not well aware of that as well. Stepped up and made the save. Off to the right for Thistlethwaite. And Crowley. Ball off of Crowley. Brooks English under the check. Shoots high and not again, looking behind him. That's where it went. Over to the boards as English. Rebound at the next shot. This is just getting silly. As Gervais to the bench, extra attacker on for Burlington. It's Marinier, shoots over traffic and hard off the end boards. Marinier using his size to reach over to Lakers to bring it back down. A bouncing shot takes the stick out of the hand of the defender. And here comes Peterborough. No goalie for Lucas Osborne. Gervais gets back and a pad save, but a penalty and a penalty shot as Gervais came out early with the goaltender out.
Too many men. Third period, less than 4 minutes. See ourselves a penalty shot here.
It'll be Zach Thompson to take it, but
No,
it was Lucas Osborne with the ball when it happened. I think Robert Hope might have an argument here. I believe it's any play. I wish Brett Colomb was still sitting next to me, but because Osborne wasn't interfered with,
I believe
I
you're
think
right.
it could be anybody. If he was taken down for the penalty shot, he would have to take it, but they bring Osborne out.
I mean, Osborne's not a bad choice either.
No. In on Gervais, slowly. Now a number of fakes on the crease, and Gervais fired up. Is that the spark that gets the visitors' bench going?
Peterborough's bench just very upset still at the fact they seem to think that it should have been their choice who can take that shot there.
Face-off pushed ahead, 2-on-1. Peterborough low shot. It's behind Gervais and over the net.
We'll see this here. Trumbull wins the draw to himself, gets it over to Nick Crowley. Crowley scoring his second of the game, and I think this one maybe not as nice as his first goal, but certainly the most important goal he scored all weekend long.
Stretches it back to 5 when it was 4 with 4 minutes. You thought maybe, but now 5 with 3 to go. Brooklyn are going to need them. And they're going to need them quick. Gervais back to the bench. Here's English. Saris, quick stick, Rawson, and Knott will turn that aside, going to his left. Rebound back to Burlington, though. Urigne, Saris. Big pick in front. Back for Timon English. And Marinier trying to find Brooks English cutting through. And that one was stolen down on a bounce. Long range, just wide of the net. As Gervais back out there, only to touch the fan line, and suicide sprints for the netminder. Timon English into the corner. Back for Rawson. Rawson, cutter with Saris. Couldn't find Saris. Brooks English, no look, cross crease. Timon English to the back of the net.
Finally getting on the board is Timon English. Hopefully for the Chiefs, not a little too late, but again, who else but Brooks English? The two English, again, have been so deadly around that crease. Perfect passing.
Forget the French connection, Patty. The English connection working
Nice.
to perfection over on that Burlington bench. So 2:17, it's down to 4. Burlington yet to give up, but that face-off, I was about to call it for Peterborough, but it's back the other way, and it will be Laker ball. Trumbull to clear the 8 count, and the double team. Trumbull will roll past Justin Hill and go airborne in on the crease, but the violation with under 2 to play. Goodrich for Rawson. Cromley chasing Rawson. English. Saris, a huge shot from outside. Knott will pounce on the rebound as guess who? Brooks English right there. Much to the displeasure of Riley Simpson. Owen Dale. Sounds like thought Peterborough was calling timeout as Lamoureux was taken down. Ball stripped away. And here for Valcourt. Minute 15 to go. As here's Rawson. English lets one fly. Partially blocked by the defender. Caught there by Knott, who eyes were high. In the change box, Gervais will just get it back for Burlington. In the final minute now, Rawson out of the corner. Looking over for Allen. Allen will bounce it up top for Marinier. Space on the crease. Saris looking for English again, and that was tipped. I think it was Deacon not getting the goalie paddle on it. Down to 40 seconds. As here's Marinier, shot from Saris. Doesn't quite get through. Now it does. Picked out of the crease. And Brooks English doing all he can for this Burlington club.
That's goal number 4 for Brooks English, and yeah, you guessed it. Right on the doorstep, the crease. Gets his mail sent there. The office, as you donned it for him, and he's been tremendous. Just unfortunate for the Chiefs. Just not going to be enough here. 31.2 seconds remaining. They need nothing short of a miracle here.
Well, they'll definitely need the face-off first. Trumbull's been so good, but not this time as it's flipped straight to Timon English, and that took, what, 2.6? As I said, Pat, they only needed 0.2 in the semifinal game. With 28 seconds left to go.
I don't know if that face-off could have gone any better for them. Quick little pinch and pop right up into possession. Boom. Timeout right away. 28 seconds left. It's a tall task, but it can be done.
Somewhere in that pile is Brett Hickey, who will throw 6 out there. And I imagine there's going to be heavy presence on the crease for the Peterborough defense. It'll be Saris, Rawson, Brooks, and Timon English. It'll be Reed Allen, and it'll be Alexander Marinier. Looking for a quick goal here with 28.4 officially in-house in a 12-9 Peterborough lead. Over the shoulder, Marinier, rebound here, and they tried for Allen. Peterborough will pick it up. No timeout called, they'll dump it down the floor, and a bouncer into the net, and surely the exclamation point on a perfect tournament for Peterborough.
What a tournament it has been for the Lakers. The future is bright in Peterborough. And as you said it, Matt, perfect, undefeated, and it's been flawless for this team. And I know the Lakers are going to be thrilled with this performance, but they're going to be excited to see these guys make the next step into Junior A lacrosse.
Burlington will win the face-off, but with under 10 to go, the sticks are out on the Peterborough bench. Brooks English, someone forgot to tell him, has given him 5 on the day.
No doubt he has been tremendous, but if you ask him, he would much rather 0 goals and a win here, but he does not need to hang his head. He has been tremendous. The Chiefs have been tremendous this tournament. Nothing to be ashamed with this performance here.
Just about time for one more face-off. We keep saying that, but Burlington just keeps disagreeing. As this time the Lakers will win it and run it in out of harm's way, and the celebration is on. Down for the Peterborough Lakers. They'll capture the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Futures Division.
And Ben Trumbull finally gets down the floor to celebrate with his teammates. But what a tournament it has been for this Lakers team, top to bottom. I mentioned it, not a ton of superstars, but their depth and what they've been able to do, executing the game plan, game in and out, has been tremendous. And you just have to be thrilled, if you're a Lakers fan, seeing what the future holds for this Peterborough Junior A team.
Trumbull took a while to get back down there because he was shaking hands with a couple Burlington players, as they'll now go all the way down the line for the final time. The Peterborough Lakers winning the Futures Division. And as you said it, Pat, that puts a capper on what was a fantastic tournament. Once again, credit to Mark Grimes, Colleen Grimes for putting it together in less than ideal situation and circumstances and less than the required time limit that you would think to pull something off that went off basically without a hitch.
Yeah, without a hitch indeed. And I think this is great that we are able to see these young guys, in a single tournament. And if you're a fan of OJLL lacrosse, this is the future. But right now, coming up, is the championship.
Absolutely, where we've trying to get to for 3 straight weekends. Iroquois Trophy on the line between St. Catharines and Brampton, 7:54 local time. About 6 minutes before we're back on air for the final. We hope you can join us here on the JVI Sports Network.